everybody. So it's day 2 of the Heart Healthy Challenge. Keep sharing your posts using the hashtag HHC Challenge so that I can share your posts and we can all follow you and support you on the 5-day challenge. So today I wanted to talk to you about sleep. I know a lot of people have had disrupted sleep over the last 14 weeks, and now that the routine is changed again, and it will be changing again, it's an issue of concern for a lot of people. So in the ebook there are some simple tips to help you get a better night's sleep. The first of which is just looking at your environment. So looking at your bedroom and making sure that it's not too warm and not too cold. Our bedroom should be around 18 degrees Celsius. So every night when you go into your room, it should be around 18 degrees Celsius. If you can, and if you can sleep well, open your curtains so that you can see the daylight in the morning and you can wake up more naturally. Now, if that's going to disturb you by waking you too soon, then obviously don't do that. Whatever is right for you. This third tip that I would say is just wear nice loose clothing when you're going to bed as well. So you might find in the middle of the night that you're too warm or too cold, but you don't want to be hampered by any tight clothing. The third thing is really, really important. Your bedroom is not for working in, it's not for being on your phone in, it's not for being on TV in, it's not for watching Netflix in, it is not for any of those things. So your bedroom really needs to be associated in your brain with sleep. The next tip is really about setting yourself up with a good bedtime routine. So if you want to be asleep at 10:30 or 11 o'clock in order to get your 7 to 8 hours sleep, you want to be in bed about 30 minutes before that. But your actual wind down routine can start an hour and a half to an hour before that. So you can start by maybe having a nice hot shower, which can help you to feel sleepy, then making yourself a nice cup of herbal tea, getting into bed, reading your book for half an hour, and then going to sleep. That is one example of a bedroom routine, or that's one example of a nighttime routine that's very relaxing and keeps you away from screens for at least 30 minutes before you go to sleep. You do not want to be looking at blue light or any kind of screen for at least 30 minutes to an hour before you go to sleep, because it activates too many of the centers in the brain associated with waking and thinking. And that brings me to the reason why in the ebook I had suggested that you get a notebook and pen for this challenge. So in the challenge, I wanted you to be able to take your notebook and pen and write down how you feel each day when you're eating and going around your day. But I also really want you to use that notebook and pen to keep by your bedside so that if you wake up in the middle of the night and you can't get back to sleep and there's something on your mind, something you're worried about, or you're making a list of all the things you need to do that day, then you write down that list, you write down those worries, and you can deal with them in the morning instead of it recirculating in your head. So I hope that makes sense to all of you. It certainly works for me, and I know that the science is that that's something that we should really be looking at doing. We can also do that before we go to bed. So if we're worried about something when we're getting into bed to go to sleep, we can also write that down and just have the opportunity of reviewing it in the morning when we're a little less tired and we're a little bit more ready to take on the challenge. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is just some of the ways that the 3 pillars from yesterday support our sleep. So exercise, as well as making it better for our cardiovascular health and our bodies, also tell our brain that we are able to go to sleep. It doesn't just physically tire us out, but by exercising outside, we're setting our internal clock. We're telling cortisol to lower, we're telling melatonin, which is to do with sleep, to amplify at the right time of the day and helping us get sleepy and get a good night's sleep. Also, by practicing our breathing before we go to bed or in bed before we go to sleep, we're more likely to have a really good night's sleep. If we're hydrated, we're less likely to be awake in the middle of the night looking for a glass of water because we're parched. But as long as we keep it to a good level so that we're not overly hydrated and getting up during the night to urinate, that's the goal. So I hope that the pillars and the sleep tips make sense. If you have any questions, please just put them in the comments below the video and I'll answer them either today by text, or I will put them into one of the videos and answer your questions there. I can't wait to see you on day 3. Fantastic work on day 1 and day 2. Lovely to see all your updates. Please keep posting and I will talk to you again at 8 o'clock tomorrow.